We up and I'm feeling like a new me. Stacking new sets, some new E. NFTs, all of them you need. Back in my zone like 2-3. All time high, hit a new peak. Let's go. Homie, the Bulls is back.
GM and welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're taking a look at some of the on-chain activities and the money flows in crypto right now to see the trajectory of this market. It is there, all the data present on the blockchain. So let's dive in and see where we're heading. If you're new here, make sure you do subscribe and let's jump in. So Bitcoin here sat at 37,171 as we're filming this morning. And there has been quite a few bears popping up on the timeline. However, BTC chart does look like this as an overall history. And if we just zoom in a little bit closer, maybe over the last 30 days here, still generally trending up. There's been some big TWAPs coming in on the likes of Binance and Coinbase over this 30-day period. Clearly there's bid in the market for Bitcoin. People are underexposed to this asset with what is going to come in 2024, and the stars really are aligning. So not feeling too worried at all. One of the main characters for this cycle here, Vance Spencer, give him a follow. He says, caught up with one of the most seasoned investors I know today. He likes what he sees. Someone asks, what are you referring to? And he says, across the risk markets. Now, I tend to believe what Vance has to say. He has a very good ear in the markets and is in contact with some of the biggest names out there. Co-founder of Framework, this guy is not to be faded in my opinion. Jedi with the Alpha here. This is the only indicator I need for a bull. So what we can see here is Whale Alert showing us $1 billion of USDT was minted at Tether Treasury. Every time this happens, we get that transaction data spread across crypto like wildfire. As we do live in an on-chain environment where nothing can be hidden, we can see the money printers are going burr for crypto. If you also look at Tether here, this is the market cap of USDT. And as you can see, all-time high. Dollar printing just continues to go up only. And thus, when there's more dollars entering the market, they're going to find a home somewhere, typically in a crypto asset. So further compounding this fact, we have some data here around the stablecoins and their overall market cap. Now, no surprise here with Tether just printing $1 billion more to be utilized in crypto. The total stablecoin market now sits at $1 to $8 billion. And over the last 7 days, we have a positive sum environment up 1.14%. So in the short term, there could be chops, there could be pullbacks, etc. But what we can see here is that the overall trajectory is continuing to go up and liquidity entering this market. So this is from roughly October through to where we are today. So the last 2 months pretty much summed up here. Market cap of stables going from 123 billion up to 124, 125, 126, 127, and now 128. So no real need to be focusing on the very short term time horizons. You can see the capital is coming in and you're probably better off just sitting on your hands, making your allocations, doing your research, buying the coins and just waiting for this to all play out. You can see the tide has turned. Now, a quick shill from me, we don't do this very often, but NordVPN, you're going to need a VPN, and Nord offers the most comprehensive packages here. And the one I've pulled out here is the threat protection package. So with this, you have things like anti-tracking, anti-malware, stops you from downloading malicious stuff. And I think this is very important for your trading device, maybe your laptop if you're using that for crypto-related purposes. There's too many scams in the market right now. You can't always be 100% vigilant. And so you need something that is scanning stuff for you and has your back. Maybe if you're a bit tired, for example, clicking the wrong button could get your wallet drained. This is definitely a good first step for protection. And obviously having a VPN is also very important. Myself in the UK here, geo-blocked from many different DeFi sites right now, which is kind of ridiculous. So you have to have a VPN anyway. So highly likely you're going to buy a VPN at some point. Check this one out, link down below. Of course, that will help me out if you do purchase through that link. End of shill. So what are the institutions doing here in crypto? They are allocating like freaking madmen. As you can see, the ETF anticipation on a chart here, the largest surge in inflows from the institutions since late 2021. We can see these 1, 2, 3, kind of a decent sized candle there. And then the fifth one here, an even bigger one yet again. So the biggest inflows year to date have just come in over the previous 7 days. Hard to be bearish on this fact. Maybe everyone's got it wrong and we're going to dump down but I really just don't see it at this moment in time. The money flows really are talking to us here. So a total of $346 million from the institutions came in last week, the largest weekly inflows with 9 consecutive green weeks. ETH also is catching a bid now, up 34 mil in terms of last week's flows, bringing this to a 4-week run of $103 million coming in. So it's kind of looking to me like if you do get opportunities to buy ETH with a 1 handle, i.e. 1,900 and something, and not in the 2Ks, you're probably going to do very well here, as I don't think we see it below 2K too much longer. And out of interest, you can see the biggest bidders in the market in terms of locations. We have Canada, 199 mil in inflows, and also Germany in here, 101 million in inflows. The US seemingly getting blown out the water there. Maybe we'll see this come later with the ETF approval, but interesting to see the locations of those bidding up crazily. So what else is there of interest on chain right now? Well, this is currently going on. Celsius continuing to deposit ETH into exchanges, Binance, OKX, and FalconX here. Only around 5,000 ETH deposits, not a huge amount, certainly not a mover of markets, but if they're selling off their ETH to maybe reallocate to BTC, to reallocate to maybe stables for distribution of funds, it does mean we have a seller in the market with some decent sized bags, and we're still trending up as well. So this will come to an end. I hear it's January of next year, so just over like 5-6 weeks away. There should be a distribution to Celsius clients, and I would imagine their selling is done by then. So if we just think about it, FTX have been selling, Celsius have been selling, and we're still going up, and the institutions are bidding. Seems pretty bullish in my mind. Now, we talked about this one last week. This is Crown, the photo finish horse racing game on Solana. The chart looks absolutely pristine there. As you can see, we had this breakout of the all-time highs here, came up, posted a new all-time high around 70 cents, a bit of a pullback into the previous area of all-time high, and then we've started to move up yet again, almost at another all-time high. I think we actually did clip towards that just yesterday, currently at 66 cents. Now, this one is one I've done a full deep dive video on, so do check it out if you're getting interested in this thing. It is still a low cap. If we just check out CoinGecko here, they have updated their circulating supply to give us an accurate market cap reading. Now, $50 million for a very intriguing game, one with a lot of cool gameplay loops with gambling enabled within it and a rake back for those who stake their tokens. I think 50 mil actually makes this a small cap. I know many people would say this is a mid cap for the stage of a cycle we're in, but when you think about where we are in bull market, like full euphoria, these numbers here will probably look quite small in terms of where this thing's going. So market cap 50 mil, FDV around 163 mil. There's been a lot of inflation of the Crown token, but still it grinds on up. So I'm just thinking it's probably going to continue doing the same. Next up, we have Pyth Network here. So this was the airdrop that came last week, and the airdrop sellers did get blown out. As we can see, this is kind of the initial stages around 30-35 cents, and then when we broke through this, it went all the way up to around 54 cents here, a bit of a pullback, but still hovering around that 40 cents region. No major unlocks for months still on Pyth, and this is a nice segue for the next airdrop coming on Solana. We have a absolute littering of airdrops on the way, and this one was announced yesterday from JTO Sol. We did do this as part of the Solana airdrop guide, and I know quite a few of us have deposited some Sol into JTO Sol, and we will be eligible for this airdrop. The cutoff date for this was the 25th of November, and so no point YOLOing your funds into this right now, but JTO is going to be the token ticker. One thing I do have a bit of an issue here with is on 4. So of course, not going to be salty about receiving coins, but I just don't like the terminology in here. So JTO, 1 billion coins max supply, 100 million of these tokens will go to airdrop participants. But if you look at these numbers here, initial circulating supply 115, initial float supply 582. What is the difference between these? This just means that they're trying to tell you that the circulating supply is 115, but really it is 582 million, as a lot of the tokens earmarked for ecosystem and community growth are actually unlocked. So I don't really understand the discrepancy between these two. They are both circulating. So the circulating supply should be 582. Even if they're saying we don't intend to utilize these tokens from the get-go, they are still unlocked and circulating, so technically could be sold. There's nothing preventing that. So a little bit of a weird one, but again, don't want to be salty on this one. We're getting a free bloody airdrop. Very happy to hold this one for the following reason as well. If we look at all the liquid staking tokens out there, you have, of course, Lido, the biggest TVL, $18 billion, Rocket Pool, Binance with Binance ETH in third, Frax, then Coinbase. Number 6 though, JTO is now ahead of Marinade. And so this had a huge head start, but JTO has absolutely chatted its way up the rankings here, 367 mil in TVL. Maybe this will start to drop off a little bit as the airdrop has been announced, but still a very good standing there. And this one does have MEV rewards as well. So I saw someone make a very cool comparison that is essentially like Lido plus Flashbots rolled into one protocol. So highly likely JTO will have a very good valuation, and so we'll be holding that token into the bull run. And then the following one we're going to get is Jupiter airdrop at some point, and again another one to hodl into the bull euphoria stages. Now last but certainly not least, some Kuji updates here. People have been asking, have you been buying some more Kuji? Would you buy the dip? The answer to both of those is in fact yes. I had some resting bids that have been filled now as we broke just around $3. And so I did get a fill, bought like 25 additional Kuji. Not a whole heap, but I am very much overexposed to this project overall. But if I was not in, I would be looking to buy these kind of range lows, as we'll discuss in just a second here. It's held at around 270s and is now up to around 292 today. Let's look at the developments. So the drop off in price was due to the fact it takes 2 weeks to unstake your Kuji to sell them. So a 14-day unstaking period must be observed. And as you can see, massive run up here. People who wanted to take profit, maybe they bought down here under $1, were probably like, damn, I need to cash out some of these gains, made a load of money, fair enough. So if you look at kind of where we peaked here at around say the 11th or 10th of November, if you were to unstake around then, plus 14 days takes you to around 24th, maybe 25th of November. That would be around here, and thus we've seemingly dumped from there. So pretty standard stuff, just profit taking, and obviously with a time lag, that is what has occurred. This from Crypto Guru. He says there is one more big unlock of Kuji, but then nothing really into the distance here. So he says, daily reminder, are you staking enough? You can see the next big unlock around the 2nd or 3rd of December there. So around 800,000 Kuji, it looks like, could be unstaked at that point. Doesn't mean they'll necessarily be sold, but that seems to be the final wave of unstakes coming for this token. This kind of lines up with this graph here. We can see from the on-chain data, a lot of unstaking here, but generally it's pushing back up again. So it looks like the amount of unstaked tokens is going to be overpowered by the number of newly staked tokens overall, because the ecosystem generally is going burr right now, and it will continue to go burr as we have the likes of Kuji futures here being shown off, kind of in test phase right now. So this is Perps, go long, go short on leverage, and this will mean that the flywheel within KUJIRA gets utilized more and more. There will be a borrow element to go long, to go short, whether you're borrowing more stables or the underlying token USD short. So the utilization of the network overall and the various dApps that all plug into this to make it works, it just means more TVL growth and more transaction volume on the network. Again, leveraged LPs coming in, as Crypto Harry posts here. Imagine leverage LPing maybe USDC to Axelar USDC on like 10x leverage and making like a 3-digit APR on stables. Again, more usage of this economy is going to mean bigger staking rewards for Kuji holders. So I think that is why you're seeing the amount of Kuji staked go up again, as smart investors know what is coming here. And last but not least, the recent airdrop to Kuji stakers was that of Unstake Phi with the ticker NSTK, and as many people are calling it, Nutsack, which is pretty hilarious, kind of gives it that memeability as well. So this is kind of a nice meme plus a very functional protocol as well, as it allows you to instantly unstake your tokens. So these kinds of peaks and troughs that we've seen on these staking numbers will actually start to be taken out as this thing goes live. And as they tweeted out, once the first testnet unstakes are closed, then we'll be straight into mainnet 9 days out approximately. That was on the 27th of November. So first week of December, this thing will hit mainnet. So we check on the Nutsack chart here. Looks very bullish indeed. Mainnet around a week from today. Airdrop sellers being punished, a very common theme in crypto right now. This thing currently at around 15 cents. Still very much a very low cap crypto with a great use case. And this will be utilized for all staking coins out there. So if you've got any staking coin that requires like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks unstaking periods, you'll be able to use Unstake Phi to get access to your funds instantly. So this one, to be honest, I think is the best pick in terms of the altcoins on the KUJIRA chain in my humble opinion. So we'll leave things off there with that historical Bitcoin chart on screen for you, just to show the point at which we're in the history of Bitcoin's price cycle. 2024 promising to be a very bullish year. Macro headwinds seemingly going to become tailwinds, and if everything plans out like we expect with a spot ETF and then with the halving coming in April, well, it has to be said, what a time to be alive. Hope you enjoyed this one. Click the VPN link down below, subscribe to the channel. Peace.